a small village in Kazakhstan where people suddenly fell asleep and didn't wake up for days. No one knew why. Some called it a curse, others called it an experiment. But what really happened in Kalachi shocked the world. In the middle of Kazakhstan lies a quiet village called Kalachi, small, peaceful, forgotten by time. But one winter morning, something impossible happened. People began collapsing without warning. At first, just a few, then dozens. They weren't fainting. They weren't dead. They were simply asleep. Doctors were called, families panicked. And as the hours passed, one thing became clear. Kalachi wasn't waking up. The next morning should have brought answers. Instead, it brought more fear. Entire families lay motionless in their homes. Some had fallen asleep while eating, others while walking. Children couldn't be woken up, no matter how much their parents tried. The sound of laughter and life disappeared overnight. That morning never truly came again. Doctors rushed in from nearby towns. They checked hearts, brains, blood, everything. But the villagers seemed perfectly healthy. Still, they slept for days, sometimes a week. When they finally opened their eyes, they couldn't remember anything. No dreams, no thoughts, nothing. Sleep had turned into something darker, a mystery no science could explain. At first, people joked about it, calling it Sleepy Village. But soon the fear spread. People collapsed in the fields at school, even while cooking dinner. No one felt safe anymore. Every yawn, every moment of tiredness became a reason to panic. Dreams weren't peaceful anymore, they were dangerous. As months passed, Kalachi changed, shops closed, streets emptied. People whispered softly, afraid. The air itself might make them sleep. Some described strange visions before falling unconscious. Flashes of light, soft voices, endless tunnels. No one knew what was real anymore. The whole town felt like it was stuck between sleep and reality. News channels caught the story. Headlines called it the sleeping sickness. Scientists, journalists, even tourists began to visit. But fear traveled faster than facts. People in nearby towns refused to come close. Kalachi was now known as the village that would never wake. And as silence spread, so did whispers of curses, secrets, and hidden experiments. Soon, research teams arrived with equipment checking every corner of the village. They tested air, food, soil, water. Everything seemed normal. No toxins, no radiation, no virus. After weeks of study, they left as puzzled as when they came. Nothing made sense. Kalachi's secret stayed hidden, beneath quiet, sleeping faces. Without answers, theories took over. Some said it was carbon monoxide gas. Others thought it was radiation from the Cold War days. But when the nearby uranium mine was sealed, the sleeping still continued. Wild ideas flooded the internet. Alien tests, chemical warfare, even portals beneath the village. Every theory made it more mysterious. Finally, investigators looked deeper, literally underground. Beneath Kalachi were old, abandoned uranium mines left from Soviet times. They discovered gas pockets, toxic, invisible, and deadly quiet. When the wind blew a certain way, those gases rose through cracks in the earth and mixed with the village air. It didn't kill instantly. It simply stole oxygen from the brain, forcing people into deep, unnatural sleep. Once the truth surfaced, the government began moving families away. But for many, it was already too late. Shops shut down, schools closed, and laughter turned into silence. Kalachi slowly faded from the map, a ghost village wrapped in endless sleep. Years later, studies confirmed that toxic gases from the uranium mines had caused it all. Low oxygen, high carbon monoxide, a perfect mix to knock out anyone breathing it. It wasn't magic. It wasn't a curse. It was science. Forgotten, buried, and deadly. Yet, even knowing the truth, the story of Kalachi still felt unreal. Today, Kalachi is nearly empty. A few families still live there, their homes quiet, surrounded by empty fields. Some say the air still feels heavy, like the land itself remembers. And, once in a while, someone still falls asleep. maybe the mystery isn't gone. Maybe it's just resting. If this story left you curious, don't forget to subscribe and join us again for more true mysteries that reveal the hidden side of our world. And tell us in the comments, what do you think really happened in Kalachi? Science or something else?